Hey guys, this is Joseph Monte. This video I'm going to walk through how to make a title block. The good thing about this title block is we're going to make it once and then we're going to use it for all our other work. So we only get the headache once. I asked you to do this in homework 3. It's good to know. Normally when you work in an industry, they'll have a set title block for you to use. But this one, excuse me, we're going to make ourselves. So I just drew random shapes and stuff, and we need to talk about paper space versus model space. Okay, if you look down here, I have 3. I have a model space and then 2 layouts. Okay, the layouts are printable copies of my model. So this is model space. I can model in model space, and this is, doesn't freeze, layout space. And the biggest difference for us is layout space is going to be white and model space will be black. You can change that. There's personal preferences, things like that. That's the default, so that's how I normally keep it. So okay, let's make a title block. So let's say this is just some distance. This is my abstract work of art. Who really cares? Whatever. Cool. This is what I want. I want to print this now. So I'm gonna go to layout, and now this is a sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. Okay, if I double click in the model space, you'll see this darker outline. Okay, this is my viewport window. Now, you need to think of this like a picture frame, okay? Inside of this dark line is your picture. On the outside is the border in the frame. So we can do a couple things. Let me get out of this. So when I double click and this is bold, I can now make changes in model space. Right? And they will be saved to model space. If I double click out, you see this dark rectangle. This is the viewport window. I can now not make changes in the model space, but I'll make changes in the layout space. Okay, so we can make this bigger if we want. It really doesn't matter. But we want to make a title block. Okay, to make a title block, we need to excuse me. We need to make what we want for the title block. So I'm going to double click off this. I'm going to make this smaller just so it's out of the way. We'll make it bigger in a second. Right? And now I'm going to draw my title block. So I'm just going to make it rectangular. There we go. Right? Have some bisecting lines in here. And I asked you to do certain things like I asked for name, date, title, check by, and scale. So this is a very basic title block. You can go way more complicated if you want, but basic isn't bad. Come on. So I'm going to do text. Just put it right there. We'll try 1. It's probably going to be way too big. Yep. So I want name. It's way too big. So let me make this smaller. Properties. Height 0.2. There we go. That looks good. Move it in. So I can copy this and then change it, or I can just do the text command again. So specify start point right there. Specify height 0.2. Rotation 0. Want name, date, title, checked by, and then scale. So these 2 are probably way too big because they don't really fit in their boxes, so I'm going to make them even smaller. I'm going to make them 0.1. There we go. Cool. So this is a really basic title block. We can make it prettier. We can make all of these aligned. We can have construction lines so we make sure they're all on the same plane. We're not going to worry about it. So let's say we want to use this for every single one of our drawings. Cool, we can do that. So, wait, I'm going to undo that. I just erased my viewport right here. I can do that, that's fine. And then I can make my own. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So I'm going to delete it. Up here in the viewports, under layout tools, I can do polygonal. And watch this, this is really cool. I can snap to the extent of my title block. Snap. 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 Boom. And now it won't, ooh, didn't like that corner for some reason. Now I can make it any polygon, and now look at, I'm moving in that model space because it's bold. I'm outside now. That's cool. So we want to save this title block as a W block. Okay, how we do that is we write W block. Okay, I want to select my objects. So I'm going to highlight everything I want to select, right click, pick a point. I always pick the bottom left because that's how I learned to do it. Okay, insert unit, feet, that's fine. And now I want to tell it where to put it. So I'm going to put it in my documents. I have a CAD folder. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to call it title block. Cool. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to X this out. I'm not going to save it. Okay, I'm going to start a new one. Yes, I know it's educational. Cool. Now I'm going to go back to my layout space, and I'm going to insert my block that I just made. Insert. Browse to where I put it. Documents, Fall 2013, CAD, my title block. And I want to put it right here. And bam, it's always there. I never have to make it again. So the good thing about blocks is we use them so that we can make complicated things so that we can use multiple times. And it also frees up space. So if you have a drawing, let's say you're building a development and you're just cookie cutter houses. All the houses are the same. And instead of you want to make them like one entity, so you want to join it all so it's one thing, we can make blocks out of them. And that way it takes up less virtual memory. The more virtual memory you have, the slower AutoCAD tends to run, which is not a good thing. And you probably realize that on your laptop. We're going to start, you need to make this before the homework. We're going to start the homework here in a second. It's going to be pretty easy. We're doing a couple different things about Scatterbrain Joe, and that's me. And so we'll get to it the next video. This is just purely for the title block.